Before we jump in, let's be real. This podcast contains jokes, laughter, and a whole lot of real talk. Yes, we cover serious crimes. Yes, we add a little humor, but never, and I mean never, at the expense of the victims or their families. If you're sensitive, easily offended, or the type to clutch your pearls every time someone laughs during a true crime story, this may not be the podcast for you. But if you like your true crime with a little bit of spice, a lot of honesty, and just enough petty to keep it fun, welcome to Melanin Mysteries, baby. Let's get into it. Cousins, welcome back. Oh, I feel like it's been forever. I don't know. It's only been 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been forever. So, if this is your first time stumbling upon us, hey, love, you're officially part of the family now. No takebacks. So, grab your glass, kick your shoes off, and settle in because you just pulled up to Melanin Mysteries. Now, our day ones, y'all the real MVPs. Y'all been holding us down since the jump, and we thank you every single time we hit record. So, today's case, who you already know it's gonna be a doozy. So we got Elbert Holder. That man's name just does something to my soul. And Carlaretta Knowlton. And baby, let me just say, Justice played peekaboo with this one and then dipped out early. But don't worry, we're gonna walk you through every messy layered detail. So you already know it's about to get good. Because I'm your host, Tiffany.
And I'm your co-host, Willie. Let's get it.
Okay, so you know how they say after kissing a bunch of frogs, you think you finally found your prince? Yeah. Well, this wasn't no Princess Tiana fairy tale, baby. There was no magic kiss, no jazz music, no cute little firefly. Just me thinking I hit the jackpot when really I hit a damn scratch off that was already used. See, what I thought was a crown on his head was really just a con man wearing a busted Burger King paper crown. And instead of saving me, my so called prince was the one that ended up costing me everything, including my life.
Okay, let's get into this. So look, y'all, it's June 23rd, 2001. Elbert Holder dials 911 saying he and his fiance, Carlaretta. Did you hear that, y'all? I did not mess up on that name.
I was just waiting
Carlaretta.
on you to mess up,
I know,
honestly.
Carlaretta Knowlton had just been the victim of a robbery and a shooting. So when police arrive on Highway 85 in Phillips County, Arkansas, the scene is chaotic, y'all. Carla is laying dead in the passenger seat of their Ford Expedition, while Elbert, he's standing there with a gunshot wound to his arm. Now, Elbert's putting on the show. This dude crying, blubbering, claiming he's too broken up to even get the words out, right? He playing the part. He's taken to the hospital for treatment because remember, he got the little gunshot wound to the arm. But when police press him, all he could say is two black men in a Cadillac rode up on them. I apologize while he was checking the engine under the hood, right? Have you noticed that though? I'm sorry, always, I know it's early. Why is always like when somebody like stage a crime scene, their suspects are always, they always make them black. Black people do it and white people do it. Hey,
Well, I
you
guess
notice
he
that?
figured it's more believable since he black, they black. It makes
Oh
sense.
man, I'm saying I would have lied. Like, yeah, man, some hunkies came in a damn Ford F-150, screamed nigga and took off. That's just me. But anyway, so according to him, the man opened fire, but he managed to duck. And get this, the bullet just clipped his arm and supposedly tore through the bill of his hat. Convenient, right? He is a fat ass nigga, so that nigga was not moving that fast. Just throwing it out there for y'all.
Now, y'all, I'm gonna need y'all to help me out here. So you mean to tell me two random gunmen roll up blasting, your fiance gets killed on sight, but you just happen to duck, catch a little graze on the arm, and the rest of the bullets politely stop at the bill of your hat? Boy, if you don't get out of here, that is not divine intervention. That is a damn alibi audition. And let's be real. If my man left me to bleed out in the car while he out here dodging bullets like Neo in the Matrix, that is a prince, and that is not a prince. That's a fraud. Now, cousin, before we drag Elbert like he deserves, let's talk about who really matters here. Carlaretta Knowlton. So we gonna call her Carla for short because her name is a
Yeah,
mouthful.
thank you, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, man. All the shit, it was about to be bad. So Carla, it is. Proceed.
Yes. So Carla was born February 1st, 1962, down in Helena, Arkansas. And if you don't know Helena, let me paint the picture. It's one of those little delta towns sitting right on the Mississippi River, rich in blues music, but also way down by poverty and struggle. So coming out of Helena, baby, you got to be built tough by default. And Carla, she was the oldest of six. Her siblings were Milton, Peter Jr., Stacy, Lori, LaSwana, and Martin. And being the big sister meant she wasn't just a sibling, she was the mama bear. So while her parents, Willie Marie and Peter Sr., worked, Carla was the one keeping the house in order, watching after the little ones, making sure they had what they needed, the oldest responsibilities. And she was real smart too. Like she was a natural. She books, grades, goals. Carla had it all lined up. But life, it doesn't always stick to the script. And in 1980, she had her first baby, a daughter she named Kanaka. Now, her child's father went off to the Marines. He did help financially, but he wasn't there. So, once again, it was Carla stepping up, handling business on her own. But she let that stop her shine. By 1983, Sis had finished her degree and became a nurse, proof that she was determined to succeed no matter the setbacks. So, eventually, she marries Ronnie Smith Sr., and they have two more children, Sharenzia, I think I pronounced that correctly, and Ronnie Jr. But by 1998, that marriage was over, and Carla found herself back at square one, a single mom with three kids to raise. Now, this is where a lot of women would have like crumbled under the weight, but not Carla. She took her time, she rebuilt her world, and just starting to get her groove back as an independent woman. And then about a year later, she meets him. First of all, when this nigga introduced, he said, "My name is Elbert," I'd have been politely been like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pass. But anyway, the man's name was Elbert Holder. And let me tell you right now, he was not the upgrade that Beyonce was talking about. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't never ever in my life heard of a man named Elbert before. I think this is the first time me ever hearing that name. And I mean,
Me
no lie.
too.
Yeah, I ain't never heard nobody named Elbert. So anyway, so look, let's keep it real about this man, Elbert Holder. And yeah, that was his real name. I don't know about y'all, but if my mama named me Elbert, I'll probably grow up mad as hell and mad at the world, right? But look, he was born October 1st, 1954 in Holden, Arkansas, right? Holder, Arkansas, right? That's funny. The last name matches this city he was born in. Same dusty Delta roots as Carla, but couldn't be more different. See, Carla was building herself up. Albert, this nigga was building scams, right? This boy was scamming before it was really, you know what I'm saying, a big thing in Atlanta, because we know that's where all the scams start from. So look, he had a son with his baby mama Brenda. Remember that name. Now remember that because she gonna come back up in the story later. So to the outside world, he looked like a single father doing what he had to do. But let's not sugarcoat it. This man was a hustler, baby, and I just want you to know. But unfortunately, he was not the good kind. See, Albert wasn't on corners moving weight. Nah. His hustle was dirtier. Insurance fraud was his game. But me personally, I ain't gonna lie, I would rather do insurance fraud than the dope game. But to each his own. So look, reporting property stolen that never went missing, faking accidents, and even claiming he had a spinal injury so bad he can barely walk. Meanwhile, he was cashing disability checks like clockwork. And y'all gotta be careful because them boys be out there looking, man. I know back at the job, I can't name where I work at, but I worked in a call center at one point in time, and people used to go out on FMLA, like and like for whatever reasons, and they used to send people like the spy on them and see them being able to be out. They would catch them at the bars and at picnics and everything like that, and turn evidence into the company and fire your ass. Did you know that?
No, but I did when I used to work at the one doctor's office. We did work with a lot of. I did like I would process the workers' comp claims. Like every time they would come in for a visit, I had to handle like the workers' comp claims for the state and the federal. But I ain't never knew they was spying on folks.
Yeah, they do. They do that. Yeah, seriously. So when he was in milking the system, he was everybody's neighborhood DVD man. I remember the DVD man, man. Let me tell you, man. Real talk. Back in the day, the only frustrating thing about the DVD man is you get the one and you get a BS DVD. Know what I'm saying? Like a BS DVD. Like it's supposed to be like for colored girls and it'd be like, I don't know, a cartoon or something. Remember that? I don't know what made me
Or
think
they
of
be
that movie.
standing up in the middle of the thing. You see them in
Yes.
the thing. Somebody standing up. You be like, dude, come on, man.
Yes, talk about yeah, man. I'm about to go get some popcorn right quick. Excuse me, so move your camera. Know what I'm saying? So anyway, if you was around in the early 2000s, y'all already know the type. Thick black case in the trunk of his ride, bootleg movies, burnt CDs, the whole nine. But Albert's menu was special. See, not only was he
Sir,
selling you, I
sir.
said Albert. It's Elbert, man.
Yeah.
Look, look, it don't. He's a he's a non-factor right now. Okay, let me talk about this dude. Look, so look. Not only was he selling you the newest copy, know what I'm saying, for colored girls only. Know what I'm saying. He was also selling porn DVDs, sex toys, and whatever else he could stuff in that trunk. Now, let me tell you real quick. I'm sorry. One DVD that I would feel very awkward buying because it convicted me. The Passion of Christ.
I'm so mad. Keep going. I'm mad. I'm mad about that one.
I'm just saying, yeah, because I'm like, I don't even know how to be bad at this, but I ain't trying to go to the movie to see it. The Lord know my heart. Forgive me. I know how this ends. Anyway, the man turned his Bessie into an adult strong will. So he was selling roses before roses was roses.
Out the trunk of his goddamn car.
Nasty. And girl probably was taking it, not even washing it off, using it, and now they got BV because it got black and mild particles on it. Anyway, go ahead.
So, gosh. By the time Carla met Elbert, that name just aggravates me. So she was just starting to get steady again. She's raising her kids. She's working, finding her groove. And Elbert slid right on in, playing the role of the older, charming, dependable man. You know, he talked a good game, made himself look like a provider. And before long, he was living under her roof.
Yeah, he
Now, we
was.
all
And
know
when
what
y'all
that
see
is.
I'm sorry, when y'all see, yes, hobo sapien. When y'all see the picture, y'all gonna say he
No, he
look,
said Hobo sapien. No,
yeah.
no, no. And you came in strong. Let me just finish my sentence because you just
Go
messed
ahead.
it all up. My God. So anyway, we know what this is. That is
Oh
not
shit.
love moving fast. That is a straight up case of hobosexual
Oh my
vibes.
bad. I
Get it
forgot
right.
the X.
Hobosexual.
Okay. All
So
I'm gonna
Albert
say, he
didn't.
like somebody uncle. That's it, don't he?
He do. He
Don't
like
the
the
nigga like
creepy
that?
uncle that you be side eye at the family reunion.
Yeah.
They be like, don't go over there with Uncle Albert.
Hey, what you doing?
Uncle
Come
Albert
on,
don't
hey,
do
come sit on my
right.
lap, girl. I'm just playing with you unless you gonna do it.
Right. So Albert didn't bring a castle. He brought a duffel bag and a trunk full of DVDs, porn DVDs. So still Carter believed in him enough that by May of 2001, he dropped to one knee and proposed. They even started planning a cruise for the end of July to tie the knot in the Bahamas. So on the outside, it looked like a love story getting its happy ending. But once you start peeling back them layers, you'll see this wasn't no fairy tale. It was smoke, mirrors, and a whole lot of lies just waiting to become undone.
Girl, let me see that poo shoot. I'm just joking, girl, unless you gonna do it. I'm sorry,
You a mess.
that's Uncle Albert. Albert. Anyway, so here we are. It's the summer of 2001. Oh, I remember. I was just turned 21. How old were you? About 12? How were you?
Let me see. 2001, because I was,
Yeah.
no, I was 14, 15, 14 or 15.
Skinny, light skinned girl who didn't talk to nobody but read a bunch of books.
Yep, that was me.
That was her all day long. Yeah, her story
Mhm.
coming out real soon. So anyway, Carla's looking forward to her new chapter, right? Thinking she about to start fresh with a husband, a cruise, and a whole new life. Because those, we Melanin Mysteries, y'all. So unfortunately, nobody rides off into the sunset. Nah, nah, nah. Because sometimes fairy tales get snatched before the honeymoon even starts. So by June 23rd, just weeks before that Bahama wedding, everything changed. And the man who claimed to love her, who loved her so much, you know what I'm saying? He's about to show us exactly who he really was. He was not
That
just your
ain't shit,
porno
nigga.
DVD player. He was not just your porno DVD seller. This nigga is about to turn to smooth. I can't tell y'all. You gonna have to wait. It's about to get crazy, right? So look, June 23rd, 2001 starts out like any other Saturday for Carla, right? She was working as a home health nurse, and this day she had to check in on a patient about 30 miles from home. Elbert playing chauffeur, tagging along for the ride. Now, Cuzzos, the reports don't all line up the same. Some say Expedition started having car trouble on the way back. Others say Carla was heated, tired of Elbert's reckless driving, and the two of them got into an argument. But either way it go, the end result was the same. They pulled over on Highway 85 in Phillips County, Arkansas. So Elbert gets out, pops the hood, and that's where his performance begins. He tells police that two black men in a Cadillac with Tennessee license plates pulled up, jumped out with a shotgun, and said, "Where the goddamn DVDs that I need some naked women?" But actually, they jumped out and tried to rob him. So, according to Elbert, these mystery men, right, shot Carla dead in the passenger seat, shot him in the arm, and then here's the kicker: stole $900 cash off of him before speeding away, right? So they shot her up and shot him in the arm, then stole $900 from him. So they robbed him, and instead of killing him, they shot up Carla, right? Right, make it make sense. And somehow, listen, despite all the chaos, like I said, the bullets just grazed his hat and his arm while everything else hit Carla. Mm,
Yeah, because that
sounds
makes
like a setup
perfect
to me.
sense.
Sounds like a setup to me.
Sound like a setup to me too. So we're gonna pause right there for just a second. Like we said, Bert's story over here already sounded like a bootleg Lifetime movie. Two black men in a Cadillac with Tennessee plates just happened to pull up on a random Arkansas back road with a shotgun. And the only thing they managed to do is kill Carla, graze his arm, and run off with exactly $900. Boy, please. This math ain't mathing. Ain't no way these so-called robbers pulled off like it was a damn drive-through order. This was Elbert's script. And honestly, he should have tossed it in that DVD case in the trunk with the rest of his bootlegs.
Man, that nigga down today, he was making some money off DVDs. Back in the day, what they were like $5 a pop?
Yeah, today had started getting expensive and it was like 10. I was like,
Yeah,
mm-mm.
the best bootleg DVD I have ever had, the best one was Passion of Christ. That is so sad. I know, right? I'm sorry. God forgive me, you know my heart. Anyway, while Albert is getting carted off to the hospital for that little bitty, little arm wound, investigators are combing over Highway 85, and the deeper they look, the shakier the story gets. First off, there are no tire tracks, no
Hmm.
sign. Exactly, another car even pulled over on that stretch of the road. Think about it. If two men in a Cadillac stopped long enough to jump out with a shotgun and shoot up the place, they should have been something, but the ground was clean, right? Think about it. You just shoot somebody, rob them, you ain't going to be to take off like you pulling out of a parking space. You're going to be gunning it, right?
Exactly.
Thank you. Detectives still put out a bolo. And for some of y'all who don't know what that is, that's be on lookout with the MISSISSIPPI.
Oh, look, you
Mississippi.
can spell.
Don't do that. That was one of the first words I learned how to spell. You ain't shit. Anyway, they told the Mississippi authority to look out for a black Cadillac and with out of town plates just in case. Because think about it, black men in a black Cadillac in that area. I mean, it was common. So they like, we got to go ahead and hurry up and stop this because if they drive to Memphis, because Memphis ain't too far away, it's over, right? So look, they get to knocking on doors, asking neighbors if they saw or heard anything because the silence was loud. No Cadillac, no witness, no nothing. And it ain't because people was living by the creed of no snitching. It was they had nothing to snitch on, right? Nothing. So then here comes the kicker. Police find Elbert's wallet ditched in a field nearby. Now you explain to me how two mystery robbers supposedly gunned down Carla because unfortunately she's dead, right? So rest in peace, Carla. Shot Elbert, you know what I'm saying, put a bullet hole in his hat and ran off with $900. But then took the time to toss his wallet like it was trash. The story was not, it wasn't adding up. The story wasn't just thin, it It was unraveling. So meanwhile, Albert is laid up in the hospital getting passed up for that arm wound, which I don't understand why he even laid up in the hospital, man. They could have gave this nigga 2 stitches, a band-aid, and told him go about his way
They
with a
ain't
little bit
even
of
give nigga no
peroxide.
stitches. Just put a band-aid on the shit and keep it pushing, my nigga.
Exactly, laid up. Anyway, but he's milking it, of course. Why? Because you got to think about it. This dude is a scammer. He is used to milking the system and making it seem like something wrong with it's not. Remember, he was scamming insurance companies, allegedly. So look, he crime, blubbering, rocking like the weight of the world just fell on him. To the nurses and folks who didn't know better, it might look like grief. They're like, man, he is really heartbroken over his woman, right? But detectives, detectives, they deal with this stuff all the time. They look at this nigga like, man, this is nothing but a performance, my brother. And right now, you deserve an Oscar, right? So look, they standing there, you know what I'm saying, listening, waiting for a story to stay consistent, you know what I'm saying? But it never really does. See, one moment it's two black men in a Cadillac. Next minute, it's just some guys, quote unquote, who came out of nowhere. He swears they robbed him for $900 cash, but then his wallet turns up in the field like it walked there on its own. See, the cracks in his act were showing clear as day. Even when he hooked up to IVs and pretending to be broken up to talk, too broken up to talk.
So
Niggas.
before we move forward, let's talk about that second interview that police did after Elbert got out of the hospital. Now, suddenly his story changes. So this time, he says he's never seen that car before. And the men, now they were supposedly wearing masks. And everything happened so fast that poor Elbert just couldn't give a single detail. But this is the thing that gets me. He was like real calm, like too calm, like not jittery. He wasn't broken up. He didn't even sound like a man whose fiance had just been shot dead right next to him because a normal person would be like hysterical, would have some type of emotion. Just it was giving very much script rehearsal. Like at the hospital, he was blubbering for the cameras, but once he got time to reset, he came back cool as ice. And cousins, that ain't grief. That's guilt. Now let's get into what the autopsy had to say because the body don't lie. So Carla had been shot 3 times,
Damn.
once in the head and twice in the chest. What robbers is doing all that for a woman that's just sitting there? They
Yeah,
went
that's
around this
overkill.
nigga and just shot her 3 times. Okay, whatever. Keep going. I'm gonna let the man go off. So shotgun pellets were recovered from her body that matched a 12 gauge shotgun. And let's see here. Here's a kicker. All three of these casings came from the same gun. So whoever pulled that trigger, it wasn't some chaotic crossfire. It wasn't bullets flying from every direction. It was one gun, one shooter, and 3 deliberate shots that ended Carla's life. So let me tell y'all how sloppy Elbert's ass really was because he looked sloppy. So it all goes together. Remember how he swore them bullets that just grazed the bill of his hat? Well, when the investigators actually examined that cap, what they found was wild. The holes in his hat didn't even come from that 12 gauge shotgun that killed Carla. It was a totally different type of gun. So explain this to me. If these mystery robbers only had a shotgun, how Elbert out here with hat holes from a whole different weapon? Make it make sense. What it really
Hat
showed was that
holes.
his story was faker than the DVDs he was slinging out the back of that truck.
Mm, mm. So, once investigators realized that hat holes didn't come from the same shotgun that killed Carla, the whole case shifted. Think about it. Albert claimed 2 men pulled up with a shotgun, shot Carla 3 times, clipped him in the arm, and left. But the evidence, of course, the evidence said otherwise. The pellets that killed Carla all came from a 12 gauge shotgun. The bullets in the hat, a completely different weapon, right? So there was no mystery Cadillac, no shotgun, toting robber from Tennessee. What they were looking for at this point, that I think this was just a stage scene built to cover up the truth. And the only person who had the motive, the opportunity, and the consistencies all over his story was your boy Albert. I still don't think I know a nigga named Albert. I've been thinking this whole time.
I couldn't keep his name straight. Like, I had to keep checking his name because I couldn't remember because I think because I hated him so much. I just didn't like his name. It sounds stupid.
Yeah, I don't know a nigga named. If y'all know somebody named Albert, let us know. I ain't never met a nigga named Albert. Know what I'm
Yeah, me
saying?
either. 'Cause I want to know what his parents were thinking. Like, why would you name the nigga Elbert? But anyway, we gonna stop and laugh for just a second, right? Because Elbert really thought he ate with this little bullet hat trick. Like, it's aggravating me. Like, like we wasn't gonna notice there was two different guns. Baby, this ain't CSI bootleg edition. So he sat there selling this story like it was the hottest DVD in his trunk. But the evidence was screaming louder than his fake tears. And at this point, Elbert wasn't just a suspect, he was the whole goddamn case.
Should have been paying attention to some them Law and Order ones. This nigga,
Right? He clearly don't watch Criminal
he
Minds.
yeah,
He,
or he was watching one of his bootleg DVDs and couldn't see it. You know what I'm saying? One of them. So look, when police sat down with Carla's family, the picture started getting real clear. They said Carla had just recently learned that Elbert wasn't no businessman like he claimed, which is so crazy to some women. Like how some women don't be knowing what they nigga be doing like real life. I mean, y'all always talk about women intuition and everything like that. How y'all don't be intuition and then not knowing what the nigga do for a living? And you know what I'm saying?
that's not intuition. That's just turning the blind eye.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, intuition, blind eye, somebody ain't seeing. That's all I'm saying.
No,
So,
it's you see it. You know that has nothing to do with it. You see it. You just ignore the red flags. You know we talked about that. Like we women are we real good at ignoring the red flags.
yeah, nah, y'all shit, nigga. Y'all know the red flags like it's a damn Cedar Point ride. So
I
look,
say like what somebody said it was like you see they said there was like I saw the red flags waving, but I thought it was a carnival.
yeah, exactly. So look, so about she had just found out completely by accident that he was nothing but a scammer. And check this out. Here's how. Remember that so-called boat injury? The one where Elbert claimed he could barely walk, but somehow stayed cashing workers' comp checks. Well, the insurance folks had been calling his phone, except Elbert was slick and used Carla's phone one day, right? Y'all listening? I need y'all listening to this because it's about to get good, right? So when the insurance company called back, caller answered and told them, hey, they were like, hey, how you doing? We try to speak to Albert. And they're like, no, Albert's not here. He's out
Elbert. Elbert.
Albert, the nigga, the scammer. All right. His name is Scammer. All right. The scammer is not here. He's out riding his motorcycle. Now, cousins, if you can't walk, what the hell you doing riding a motorcycle? That's not disability. That's just disrespectful, right? So, in a few months before the murder, the scammer and Carla was even gone down to Louisiana for a deposition. Workers' comp attorneys straight up approached Carla and told her, "Look, we know this nigga's a fraud, and we've been watching him. We just need you to testify against him." So
Mm.
now, not only was Carla questioning who she was about to marry, but Elbert, the scammer, had a whole check on the line if she flipped. She messing with his money in his mind. You know what I'm saying? This nigga like, hell no. I've been scamming a long time to let this scallywag get my money. And the family also mentioned something else. Carla's car had mysteriously caught fire just months before her death. They always suspected Elbert had a hand in it because everywhere that man went, mess followed. But while police were circling around Albert as the prime suspect, they suddenly got a call from a woman saying she had loaned her car out that night. And when she got it back, something just wasn't right. Now, cuzzos, you know when random folks start coming out the woodwork with stories about missing cars and funny business, you know things about to take a turn.
Okay, so I'm about to put y'all up on game because this is where the story really starts twisting, right? So a woman named Brenda Taylor calls the police. So you're gonna have to keep these names straight. She says she loaned her car out on Saturday morning, June 23rd, 2001. And guess who she loaned it to? Another Brenda.
Mm.
Brenda Dixon. You
Brenda
got
had a
Brenda
baby and
Taylor
Brenda
and Brenda
Belly had a
Dixon.
brain. Mm.
So anytime two Brendas link up, you already know some mess about to go down. So anyway, Brenda Dixon doesn't bring the car back until early the next morning of June 24th. And instead of just dropping off the car like a normal person, she pulls up in her own car, picks up Brenda Taylor, and then takes her to where the borrowed car was parked. It's tucked away behind the rest area. Now tell me why y'all hiding cars, sis. So Brenda Taylor finally gets her car back, and she like, hold on, something ain't right. The car dirty, it got grass all over it, like it had been out in the woods somewhere. So she like, okay, and she go home. So later that evening, she like, let me really go out here and look at my dang on car. So she look in the back seat, and in the back seat is some clothes and it's some shotgun shells wrapped in white napkin. She probably like, what the fuck is going on? And then she like, let me go check my trunk. So she go outside, she popped the trunk. It's a whole shotgun sitting there like it was a passenger. She ain't play no games. Miss Taylor, she picks up the phone, she calls police, and when they came out, they took that shotgun and them shells and put them straight in the evidence. So let me tell you how this went down the next morning. Who comes creeping right back in early? None other than Elbert and Miss Brenda Dixon. So they knocking on Taylor's door like, "Hey girl, we need the key to your car real quick." So Brenda Taylor already knew some bullshit. And sis was shook, but she was smart. She was like, no, I ain't about to be no accomplice in some mess. I ain't got nothing to do with. So she peek out the window and she sees Elbert and Brenda Dixon. They in the trunk looking all over the damn trunk. And we already know what they're out there hunting for. They look for that shotgun. The same one that Brenda Taylor had already turned over to the police. It's dumb as hell. So what does Brenda Taylor do? She called up the cop expeditiously. She like, look here, them niggas is back. Y'all need to come over here and come grab them. So the police pull up real smooth right behind them while they standing there looking stupid as fuck in the trunk.
Mm,
Busted, befuddled, and caught red-handed.
mm.
And just like that, Elbert and Brenda Dixon's little scam fairy tale turns into a mugshot moment. Did you see the mugshots?
Yeah, first of all, let's talk about that. We're gonna talk about Brenda right quick. We're gonna talk about Brenda, not the Brenda who called the police, but Brenda who was to the car. Brenda was a crackhead. All right, period point blank. If you look at it now, she definitely looked like she did not lose the fight to crack, but she got her ass beat. Right. She like crack took a number on her, but did not take her down. And probably because she ended up getting involved. Well, you'll find out at the end. But yes, that like she got the crackhead look. We gonna post the pictures. I'm good with it. She got the crackhead look. She got the hair. The haircut where like they get the I don't
It
even
looked like Cynthia from the Rugrats.
yes, exactly. Yes, look, just like Cynthia. Yes, she got the look and she got the eyes, man. So shout out to Brenda for not getting to losing the crap, but she did get her ass beat pretty bad.
Okay, so let's press pause real quick and talk about Brenda Dixon because who exactly is this woman, Harpo, rolling around with Elbert, riding shotguns in borrowed cars? Brenda wasn't some random friend that just so happened to be in the wrong place, wrong time. Nope. Sis had history with Elbert. They weren't strangers, they weren't casuals, they were connected. And trust me, the way her name kept popping back up in this case, it's clear she wasn't just along for the ride. See, Elbert and Brenda Dixon shared more than just late night schemes. They had a son together. So, yeah, that was Elbert's baby mama. So, when you see her popping up in this case, understand this was not a coincidence.
Mm,
This was family drama spilling straight into murder business. And the gag is, Brenda played a big role in how this thing unfolded because when it came down to it, she had a choice to ride or die for Elbert or save her own ass.
mm. So let me break it down plain. Albert, the scammer, whatever his name is, wasn't just creeping with Brenda Dixon on the side. And again, man, we gotta say, look, I'm not
Y'all
advocating.
gotta raise y'all standards.
Yeah, as I'm not advocating cheating whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? If you got you a real one, hold it down, do whatever you gotta do. But if you step out, if that's what you choose to do, man, jeez, man, don't step out with somebody that is a downgrade from what you got already. Come
That's
on,
what y'all
bro.
always do. Y'all don't never like find a cute chick to cheat with.
I'm just
Why?
like, "Dad, I mean, something niggas be cheating on females. The female be such a downgrade. The girl who he kicking it with be like, look, I ain't even mad at the nigga. Like, if this what you choose to do, by all means. But that also is why some of the reasons some of these females' self-esteem be so jacked up because they're like, this nigga left me for this?
Okay, so
For
first of
this?
all, I'm gonna stop you right there.
That's the
As
truth.
Cat Williams said, self esteem of your motherfucking self. That you can't blame that on no man. Can't
Well, no,
nobody
no,
blame
no.
that
Okay,
on
well,
you.
look, hey, say what you want. Know what I'm saying? Self-esteem, esteem self. All I'm saying is that's why a lot of females, self-esteem, self-worth, whatever you want to call it, be jacked up because you niggas be sitting up there on some tribe, want to creep out with somebody. Know what I'm saying? You got a whole nurse at the house holding it down, cooking dinner, and you kicking it with, know what I'm saying, Shaquina, know what I'm saying, who getting
Who
session
got
eight.
bed bugs and
The
sleeping on the
System
mattress on
8
the
bed
floor?
bugs, know what I'm saying? And living room is not only a living room, it's a kitchen and it's a bedroom. It just depending on what furniture she put in at the time.
No, she only got an air mattress that's on the floor.
that turned into a couch and a bed. Get yourself together, man. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, so, like I said, when Carlos started threatening to testify against him in the workers' comp fraud mess, telling him to either leave Brenda alone, straighten his damn life out, get a real job, and finally marry her, that was too much. I mean, you you asking a scammer to do all that. Come on, man. But anyway, you gotta threaten this man. Like, and again, I ain't talking about the victim, but that's just we just with people in general. You gotta threaten this man by saying, I will get you put in jail. Know what I'm saying? If you don't leave this woman alone who you cheat on me with, straighten your life out, get a job, and finally marry me. If you got to threaten, why would you want to be with somebody that you got to threaten?
Exactly.
Like,
I
that's
do.
the craziest thing in the world to me. I got to threaten you to be a good man, to marry me, stop cheating, and to get a job, or I'm going to put you in jail. Like, that's this. Look, man, women, all I'm saying is, know your self worth, period, point blank. So, Albert decided instead of changing, he'd rather just erase her. Why? Because it's too hard to change. The nigga, look, he an old head too. He been doing it for a long time. He ain't trying to change for her. So look, he pulled Brenda Dixon into the plan and said, Brenda, look, she agreed. Not because she had anything to gain, but because she wanted to be the only woman. So she just is ignorant. Period, point blank. You know this man sitting up there dealing with somebody else. You just obviously Jesus did not down the cross women for y'all to be side chicks.
Preach.
You hear me? He did not.
Got some
He
church
not.
in here.
He did not. Know what I'm saying? He did not. Know what I'm saying? Spread lose his blood, give his life for women to be side chicks. He did not. Get
Woo!
your life together. Repent.
Take the church.
Anyway, so imagine that. Carla came in long after Brenda, but still, she let jealousy and Albert, the scammer, Elbert, lies, drag her into murder. So you want to be with a man that bad, a man that obviously don't want you,
A
that
man that don't,
you,
he's a homosexual at that.
yeah, that allow that don't want you, and only need you. Know what I'm saying? When it's time to either to clap or now you about to know what I'm saying, take somebody else out. Like, come on, jeez, man. Crack is a hell of a drug. So anyway, now here's where it gets colder. The scammer had already tried to talk Brenda into killing Carla herself twice, but Brenda wasn't built for pulling the trigger. She said, nah, I smoke crack, but I ain't killing somebody. So what does Elbert do? He calls in backup his boy Greg Jenkins from the Mayo community. Greg was ready to ride out for this dude. So on the Friday before the murder, the scammer met up with Brenda and told her she needed to pick Greg up and meet him where Carla was supposed to die. Remember the stretch of the highway. Greg was set to be the shooter. So let me talk about niggas now. Niggas, I don't understand. Like, it is okay. Tiffany is my road dog. Hear me out. Tiffany is my road dog. Right? That is my go. That's my home skillet. Know what I'm saying? She is my nigga if she don't get any bigger. But it ain't no way Tiffany can come to me and tell me, hey, I need you to help me to take somebody else's life. The devil's a lie. The devil is a lie. Know what I'm saying? Jesus didn't down the cross for me to be
For
the
me to be in the
friend.
orange jumpsuit, he
Yeah,
sure did
exactly.
not.
Be the type of friend that's in the orange jumpsuit with you. He did not down that cross. He did not give his life on Calvary for me to be locked up. When I had a choice to tell my best friend Tiffany, my name Bennett, I ain't in it. Now, if you choose to do it, I ain't gonna snitch, but I'm not about to be involved in it. So I say that to say, I don't understand. It is nothing that a person could tell me that is going to make me do anything to throw away my freedom for you, niggas. All right. Anyway, according to Brenda, on that Saturday, Albert met her and Greg at Pine Apartments between 4:30 and 5:30 p.m. He laid it out simple. They were going to roll up on him and Carla once he had them pulled over on the side of the road. The signal, when the scammer opened the hood, that was the green light. And to make his story look airtight, the day before, Albert had even set his hat on the ground and shot a hole through the brim. So this his in his mind, he think like, man, I'm about to be the best murderer of the murderers. They not gonna find out what I do is I smart, dumbass. So when the police
Get that out
came,
my mouth.
exactly. So when the police came, he could cry about being shot at and robbed. It was all a setup, cuz those every last detail. So when Brenda Dixon started talking, she didn't just snitch. She spilled like she owed them people rent money. Do I do I smell a snitch of the week? I don't know. Let me keep that in mind. See, she told investigators that when she first picked Craig up, he was strapped, shotgun in the back seat. They drove over to Helena Crossing and met up with the scammer, but they weren't even ready yet. They still needed shotgun shells. So the scammer left to grab some, came back, stopped, and now the plan was locked in. See, Brenda said while Carla was inside tending to her patient, the scammer had slipped away and met up with them. Then she and Gray followed him back once Carla was done. And this is the crazy part. At any moment, they could have said, nah, you know what? I don't feel right doing this. There was nothing in you whatsoever to say, yeah, I'm good on this. I can't do this. You let a big country bunkin, Jerry curl having, bit nigga, diabetes because the back of his neck is black ass dude tell y'all to kill somebody and y'all did it. And everything I said about him is true. You can see the pictures, y'all. I just want to throw that out there for y'all. So anyway, so they hopped out, they hid in the bushes while Brenda waited out down the street in the car. The signal was the hood. Once the scammer popped the hood, Gray jumped out and did exactly what he came to do. Three loud shots blast through the expedition. One to Carla's head, two to the chest. Then Brenda said she heard a fourth shot. That one wasn't for Carla. That was for the scammer's arm. Remember that little gaze, the little wound? See, he need to tell his victim story. So while Carla lay dead in the truck, I apologize, in the truck, Elbert, the scammer, and Greg were already thinking about the performance. The robbery script, the shotgun shells, the fake hat hole, it was all part of his plan. I This is just one of the stupidest damn thing we done did. Like none of these niggas had no common sense. They all had to be on drugs. I'm saying, like, seriously. I hate to say it. I don't talk about the victim, but I'm just saying it just seems like even the victim may been dibbling and dabbling a little bit of that nose candy or some of that crack of the cocaine.
No, she was a nurse. She was on her
Oh,
good stuff. She was
okay.
cool.
Alright, well, I apologize because 'cause I'm still trying to figure out how you threaten this nigga with jail time just to get him to be right for you.
I mean, sometimes women we just want you to act right. Like that's all. Like we be like
Okay,
we
no,
see
no.
okay, let me give it to you. We see the potential. And you already know how I feel about potential.
There was no potential in the nigga that was selling bootleg
I
DVDs and
said we see
pornos
the
and
potential. I
roses out the
said
trunk of a vehicle. There was what was the potential?
I don't
What
know.
what
I'm
was
just
what
I
what
said that
what you
that's what we be
one day
seeing the potential, nigga. I don't know what potential she saw in the nigga. I don't know.
what
But
one day he was gonna own his own blockbuster in the dope store that sold set that was the potential?
nigga, I don't know.
Oh shit, man. Oh, women, man. We need a panel. We gotta do another panel, man. Yeah, we gotta do another panel. Some questions I got. All right, go ahead.
Sweet Jesus.
My
So
bad.
did you finish? You said
Yes,
what
I
Carla
finished.
did in the truck?
Brenda didn't stop there. Brenda didn't stop there. That's where you're at.
Oh, I'm okay. So
Jeez.
Brenda, one, two, three. So Brenda didn't stop there. She kept right on talking like she was on payroll. She said after Greg did his little nasty deed, he came and running back to her car like a little coward. Tossed that shotgun straight in the back seat like it was a gym bag. And then what does Brenda do? Instead of panicking, instead of saying, "What the hell did we just do? Maybe we should call the police." Nah, this bitch drives his ass over grab a beer. A whole beer run after a murder. You can't make this shit up. This is
Mm.
wild. And then to cover their tracks, they moved the shotgun from the back seat into the trunk before rolling back into town like nothing happened. So yeah, Brenda was telling it all, step by step, receipt by receipt. And at this point, the only thing she didn't give the police was a PowerPoint presentation
Okay, and obviously crack had to be involved in it because my question is, why didn't you guys take the shotgun?
and dispose of it. They're just dumb.
Exactly.
They're just dumb. I don't think it got nothing to do with crack. I just think they stupid.
Well, man, I'm sorry, man. Some decisions it's always influenced by drugs, and I think this was yeah, because especially when the ones have made no sense because nothing about there was nothing about this murder where I was like, ooh, I could see them getting in the way. Like nothing. Now, there's been some murders that we covered that I'm like, if he would have did just this one thing, he would have got away. There was nothing about this plan that made me say, like, these are some very smart murderers. No.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Jeez, man. The good old Carla lost her life behind this bootleg salesman. Anyway, while Brenda was giving the police her whole TED talk on how the murder went down, the scammer was on the opposite end of the spectrum. He flat out refused to talk. No explanations, no statements, nothing. Just clamped up like silence was going to save him. Because silence don't erase evidence. All it did was make Brenda's story sound even louder because she was, filling in every gap he tried to leave open. You know what I'm saying? With the case laid out, prosecutors moved quick. And then back up. What? I mean, I ain't about to even do that, man. We the scammer was charged with capital murder. Brenda Dixon, same thing. And Gray Jenkins, once they caught up with him, he got slapped with capital murder charges too for pulling the trigger. So y'all niggas didn't get nothing but charges against y'all for this country bunking ass nigga, man. That is crazy. So by the time this case hit the courtroom in May 2002, the state had Brenda's testimony stacked up against the scammer, empty defense, and we all know how that looks in front of a jury. Now here's where it gets real convenient. The state slid Brenda a deal. They told her, let you help us nail the scammer, testify in court, and you won't be staring down the needle yourself. And of course, you know what I'm saying, Brenda, she didn't hesitate one bit. She jumped on that plea like it was a 2-for-1 special at the dollar store. Snitched so much, you would think she rehearsed it. She had no problem tossing the scammer clean under the bus. Hell, she probably offered to drive the bus if it meant saving her ass. Oh yeah, you offer me the life in jail. I mean, life or death. I mean, I'm snitching on everybody. But y'all already know how I get down. Go ahead.
So now we're in May 2002. The courtroom's packed and all eyes are on Elbert. Brenda's about to take the stand and tell her story to 12 strangers deciding his fate. And Elbert, he just sitting there, stone faced, trying to keep up the victim act. But we know this wasn't about love. It wasn't about no robbery. This was about lies, jealousy, and a man who thought he was slicker than the system. And baby, the jury was about to see right through it.
Now, let me tell y'all what really sealed the deal in the courtroom. First off, experts testified there was no evidence of an engine problem with the expedition. So all that car broke down nonsense, whatever that he was trying to sell, straight lies. Then the shotgun that Brenda Taylor turned over, yeah, it matched the casings pulled from Carla's body. Boom. No mystery Cadillac, no masked men, just Elbert's people, the scammer's plan, and Carla's life stolen. Again, rest in heaven. And let's not forget, Brenda was the state star witness. She got up there and spilled like she was getting paid by the word. But one of the most heartbreaking moments came from Carla's daughter, Sharenza Smith. I know, man. We gonna call her Shay Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Shay Shay Smith. She testified that after her mama had already been murdered, old dude showed up at the house at 5 a.m. Sunday morning without Carla. That's horrible, man. That is horrible, man. And she looked just like her mom, too. But I'm going to post a picture of her. So when Shay Shay asked where her mama was, first Albert shrugged like he didn't know. But when she kept pressing, he finally told her there had been a robbery and that her mama didn't look so good. Can you imagine hearing that as a child? and then you found out this bum ass, know what I'm saying, thick ankle, know what I'm saying, built like a a bag of dog food ass dude was involved in it. Then when she asked to go to the hospital, he didn't even comfort her. He went straight into Carla's room, started taking things out the dresser, including clothes Carla had just bought for their honeymoon. This
Now
nigga,
you
oh,
stealing from me too. You ain't enough. You killed me. You stealing from
yeah,
me.
probably giving them to Brenda. Know what I'm saying? But she was a little thin though. So look, cousin, what grieving fiance do that? That's not love. That's a man trying to erase evidence and move on before the body was even cold. It looked bad in the courtroom. It looked bad to the jury, and it looked bad to everyone who ever loved Carla. So the scammers, they finally came. The jury found him guilty of capital murder, and the judge didn't play, sentenced him to life in prison with no chance of parole. That was it. Game over. Now that's a nigga that deserved life. I mean, not life, but death. No, you know what? No, give him life. To me, I told you, I think death too easy. No, give him life. You know what I'm saying? Give him life. You know what I'm saying? Let him get solid mass on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Just always just so he can remember what he did. So Brenda Dixon, she skated on the deal she cut. 10 years for a corporation. By the math, she should have been out around, I think, 2011. No follow up, no spotlight, no headlines, which tells me she set her head down somewhere and stayed quiet. Probably the smartest thing she ever did. After that, yeah, you shouldn't show your little monkey ass face. Now, Gray Jenkins, his situation was different. He took his chances in court. Why did he take his chance in court? Because he thought that he had what?
White privilege.
Amen to that. And the only thing tying him to the murder was Brenda's testimony and one witness claiming he confessed. No weapon in his hands, no physical evidence, nothing solid. And let's be real, Gray was from the mountains of carcasses. That jury looked at him and saw reasonable doubt all over. So while the scammer got life and Brenda got a deal, Gray walked, acquitted, charges dropped. Pays be white in America. Mm.
Hmm.
Man, I couldn't be white, man. Let me be quiet.
It don't
We
even
got white.
look fun. It just looks so
It
unseasoned.
do, man. It look very unseasoned and just yes, this I don't know. And they just I don't know. I don't know. They don't use washcloths. I don't trust that. So anyway, charges dropped. He left the courtroom free like he had just been on a lunch break. Bottom line, if you white, you're gonna get off. But besides that,
Especially if you got two black defendants, co-defendants.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
This ain't
mean,
the first case we had where the white man walked. We had a couple of
no.
them. It was always two. It was another co-defendant. They was black.
Yeah.
That was the case of what was that? Geraldine
Mhm,
and
you good with
yeah.
TTS. I look, I forgot what we did last week.
Oh my God, keep going.
So anyway, Elbert thought he was running the con, but in the end, he was the only one stuck paying the price.
So, Elbert Holder, he thought he was slick. He thought he was a master scammer, puppet master, con man extraordinaire. But at the end of the day, he was just a broke down hustler who played himself. So he got sent off to Phillips County Detention Center with a life sentence, no parole. And you don't know what? 'Cause this pissed me off. His raggedy ass didn't even make it to be old and gray. So on March 30th, 2023, Elbert punched his last clock. And honestly, that was the only hustle he couldn't lie his way out of death. So may he rest in piss where he belongs with his DVDs, his fake ass hat trick, and every other scam he tried to run.
Damn. Yeah, man, that dude was a trip, man. Let me tell you, man, that was one of the most aggravating stories that we cover. Why was it aggravating? Because it just, I mean, death is
It's
always
senseless.
horrible. Just unnecessary. Like, damn, dude. Just, my thing. Damn. And Brenda, what was you thinking with your crackhead ass?
He probably offered us some crack. That's probably why she did what
Sit
she
your
did.
yeah, sit your yeah, just sit your, know what I'm saying, busted head, sit your hand down. You should not even been involved in that. You should be like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. No, like the white boy got off, man. Jeez, I told y'all this was a bad one. So anyway, so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. This
Tap
case.
in and let us know what you thought about it. You can
Yes, and let us know if you know anybody by the name of Albert.
Yeah, because I ain't never heard that
Because I
man
don't.
before. I had to keep checking like to recall his name because it was just annoying me. But
Yeah.
yeah, tap in and let us know what y'all think about this case. You can let us know on all our social media platforms as well as on Spotify. And while y'all over there, matter of fact, go ahead and leave a review while you're there. So go ahead and take us
Oh,
into
yeah.
our
Well,
next
it's
segment.
time for our favorite segment called
Love, lies, and alibis.
All right, here we go. Here we go,
So
man.
we have another letter this week.
Oh, we got a letter, man. Can I be honest with you? I
No,
did not even read, and I'm going, because we don't answer it. We don't answer the question. So you reading it will be my first time hearing it.
you suck. Okay, so the
Damn.
letter says, "Hey, so help me out. I'm 33 and my man is 42. We've been together for 4 years, living together, splitting bills, basically doing everything married couples do, except the actual marriage part. Well, for my birthday, he surprised me with a ring. At first, I was over the moon thinking this was finally the moment, but when I opened the box, it was a promise ring. He said it was to, quote, show his commitment until the time is right. And I don't know how to feel. At 33, a promise ring feels like a high school move. Meanwhile, he's 42. If he doesn't know by now, when will he? I love him, but I can't shake the feeling that he's dangling this ring in front of me to buy more time. So here's my question. Am I being ungrateful for wanting more, or is a promise ring at this stage just a shiny stall tactic? Promise but not chosen.
Mm.
What you think?
What's a promise ring? No. I mean, I look. I'm gonna look. I gotta be on. I gotta be on the side of the females. I feel like, yeah, that's a ploy. I mean, look. A nigga know if he look. Women, I'm about to tell y'all this. All right, take it from me. I'm a very good looking man. Me and no
Oh
woman
my
gonna marry.
god.
I'm just saying, me and we know it don't take that long. It don't take years or whatever the case. It doesn't. It doesn't take that long. So the promissory ring to me, that is just something to keep you there, to keep you like just posted for the time being or whatever. So no, I feel like she ain't asking for much. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who don't? I mean, real talk. I don't think she asking for much. I mean, if it's gonna be a ring, it should have been an engagement ring. But that's just my opinion. What about you? Hello?
Well,
Oh,
this just put me in the mind of some bullshit. I just had a flashback. But um, what the fuck are you promising me? Nigga, leave that nigga where he got you fucked up at. That's all I can say about
yep.
that.
There you
That's
go.
what I remember I got proposed to. Did I say about the one time the baby daddy proposed to me?
Yeah, but it was after you dumped him.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the bad part. The bad part was like the nigga ain't got no ring. He didn't get down on one knee, and I was like, "Where's the ring at?" He was like, "It's in my cart."
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I
I
was
remember
like,
that.
"In my
Yeah.
cart? What?"
I like my nigga, you better you go ahead
I
and
was so disgusted. Like I was like, so what does that mean? He's like, I mean, well, I just didn't want to take a chance if you said no, nigga. You got your receipt. Take the shit the fuck back.
that's crazy work right there. You said no to take it back anyway. So
So put me on.
let's see what Cuzzo say. Yvette Jones says, stop doubting your intuition and needing outside validation to confirm what you already know. Preach it, which is that man is stringing you along. Y'all ain't in y'all 20s. Don't put up with that nonsense. Know your worth. Makai Morgan said the way I would have left this man a promise ring question mark at 33 and 42 and y'all been together for 4 years. Screw that. I'm 22 and couldn't let that shit fly. Girls gotta stand the F up. Like that shit is just childish. Just get engaged like adults and have a long engagement. I can even respect that. You know what I'm saying? But even I think sometimes
That's a
engagement rings
stall
is
tactic. That's
equivalent
a
to a
stall
promise ring.
tactic.
Huh?
Yeah, I mean, I say if you have a long engagement, that's a stall tactic unless you
To me,
both
that's
agree on it.
that's
Unless
just a
unless you both agree on it, that's fine. But usually, like that's the expectation of marriage is next. Like I don't want a long engagement. I'm not going to be engaged to you for 6, 7 years. I know a couple like that. They've been engaged for like 12 years. I'm not
yeah. At
doing
the
that.
ride ain't a gay. We just go together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
So
here
she said that
comes.
a long engagement if you're not in a spot to get married yet, not all this high school stuff. All right, what about you? Go ahead.
Okay, so King Arthur, his ignorant ass, he gonna say, "Hey, this is her fault for thinking." He always
Mm.
got something.
Yeah, he funny.
Okay, so Tanya says, you shouldn't feel ungrateful for wanting what you want. You should, however, take accountability for the role that you play in where things are today. If what you wanted was marriage, but accepted living together, splitting bills, basically doing everything married couples do for 4 years, then that's on you. There are very few people that will go above and beyond when minimal effort still results in their gratification. Now, you will have a
All right,
decision
first
to
of all,
make.
stop. Why the hell is she writing a dissertation, a book, man? Damn, just write a quick statement.
No, because she needs to tell the girl what the girl needs to know. The girl shouldn't have asked. So now
God.
you have a decision to make. You communicate your desires while accepting the promise ring in hopes that things will progress to marriage. Force his hand, knowing it isn't what he wants to do right now or ever, or be prepared to walk away from the relationship. That is a very good response. I love that. Take accountability for the role you play because as women, we do not like to do that.
Man, first of all, women talk too long and y'all type. That's why half the time men don't be paying attention. Just get to the point. Anyway, Alexis Monet said, tell me again how old y'all are. I'm married, but I'm also only 30 years old, and I wish my Negro, aka my husband, would have the audacity at our big grown age to give me a promise ring. I can promise that ring will be tossed on at his head. I can promise this will be the last day we spend together. I can promise that I won't crash out enough to get arrested, but I can't promise that this won't be my villain origin story and that I won't make your life miserable for all eternity. So promise ring that hoe. Okay, Alexis. I ain't gonna lie, you got me a little scared here.
So Tia says the
No, no,
question
wait, it ain't
is,
finished. Wait,
oh,
no, hold
she's
on.
not done? Oh, okay.
No, 3 days later, look, that was a day later. You know what I'm saying? She sobered up. She said, sorry guys, I was tipsy when I wrote this. Definitely could have came off with a less aggressive response, but woody do? Whoopie do.
So Tia says the question is, did you accept it? Accepted it is basically saying it's cool, I'll take whatever. And then we'll do one more.
Well, we gotta read this. Do who is we got? I just want to read one more person that we ain't never read before.
Okay, go ahead.
Sarah Frank. We ain't never read her, right? Sarah Frank.
I don't know.
Oh, Sarah Frank. She thinking of this nigga. Let me go ahead and read her. A promise ring at y'all big old age. He wasting your time, sis, and keeping you from your real husband. Amen to that. He don't see a
And
future with you. Leave him, but keep the ring and pawn it. That hoe.
so
She
one last,
said,
this will be the last one.
"All
Chandri
right."
says, you have to let go of the sunk cost fallacy and let that man go. He has no intention of marrying you, and a promise ring at your big age is a slap in the face. Please don't waste any more of your precious years with this bum. Go find a man that's not gonna play about you. Period.
Amen. So there was another love lives and advice question. I was instructed that some of my spiel I can't say no more because she's aggravated, so I'm gonna cut it short this week. I know you are wondering where can we find these questions at because I would love to leave a comment. I'm glad you asked. You can go on Facebook and follow us on Love Lights and Alibis. That's our page. Answer a couple questions, please do, because Tiffany gets pissed off when you ask when you do not answer the question. Very simple questions, and then you are part of the family. You are cousins. Leaving it right there. Also, make sure that you follow our Melanin Mystery Facebook page, our Melanin Mystery Instagram, and our Melanin Mystery TikTok page. And we have, I said it, calm down. I'm getting it right. And also our BTCC page. We got BTCC Facebook page and our BTC Instagram. And who would BTCC? What is BTCC? Tiffany, tell about the Gunline Boss.
All right. BTCC is the Black True Crime Collective, which is made up of Melanin Mayhem, our good sister Renee, King Arthur over at Not My Brother's Keeper, and ourselves, Melanin Mystery. We are the trio. We are the ones who will get it done. So, do you have your ticket for crime, cocktails, and canvases? Because, baby, you are about to miss out on a time of your life.
Your
We are
life.
presenting you a full show, a full live show with 3 hot cases.
Three.
We're going to be in ATL on October 18th. We are going to sip and paint. Why
And
you just listen
paint.
to three true crime stories. I mean, what are you waiting for? Did we mention the tickets are about to close on October 1st? So I'm gonna need y'all to go get y'all virtual Klarna card or whatever you need to do. And I'm gonna need you to book your dang on ticket so we can see you in
And
action.
especially if you live in ATL, if you are in ATL, there is no reason. Like just one girl was like, well, it's my baby birthday, man. Forget that little niglet. Know what I'm saying? They gonna always have birthdays. We not gonna always have a paint and sip. Just remember that.
I don't.
Oh, my bad.
Well, so from there, yes. Also make sure that you're following. And if you also if you need a room, we do have a room block. I'll put all the details and the links for everything in our show notes. So just make sure that you link up with us because we want to see you.
Yes.
Um, also, I said it before, but can y'all go leave us a review somewhere, wherever you're listening? Leave us a review. We greatly appreciate it because it helps the show grow. In addition to that, what else do I have? Oh, yes. Amar, we are going to do an interview with him. If you don't know who Amar is, go back to episode 23. He's been bugging me for an interview, so he agreed to let y'all ask some questions and he will pick what he can answer. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, don't piss me off about my friend because I come hard behind that one too. Um, but y'all can ask if he's single because he's single and he needs somebody to hold him down because it ain't me. And then what else do we
You're not
got?
gonna be able to physically hold. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
I mean,
Just throw it out
do
there.
we want to talk about the message that we got?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not because
What
I veto what you said and I'm interviewing, so it don't make a difference.
um I think that's all I got for real. I
All
don't
right, well, take us out.
Oh, wait,
Oh
we do
shit.
have one more thing. Duh, there is merch available on the melaninmysteries.com. We have merch available. I forgot. And we have two orders. They're going out on this is Monday now. They'll be going out today. I had to recoup from vacation. I've been struggling. So those will be going out today. Make sure you get over there, get your merch so you can, represent your favorite, one of your favorite podcasts. We ain't even gotta be your absolute favorite, but as long as we in your top five, we good. Oh, and you can also, we still have ad spaces available, and we really do prefer to work with small businesses because we're small and we're black, and we just feel like we should uplift each other. And I have to give a special shout out because I keep forgetting. And I came across his podcast because he actually followed us first, and then I kept seeing it. But I gotta actually give a shout out to Anthony over at Bitch I Can't podcast. I have been binging and I have been on the floor laughing for days.
Oh yeah, he's
He
funny.
is hilarious, like straight up hilarious. Oh, and if I didn't talk this man up, here go a message that he just popped up right now. Oh Lord, it's a whole book.
Yeah, man.
Um,
What's up with? Mm.
They gave the inmates tablets, so now he can text.
Oh man, I'm talking about. I thought you were talking about Anthony from Bitch I Can't. Man, I ain't nobody worried
No,
about
I
jailhouse
feel like
Louis. Come on.
don't talk to my friend like that. But anyway, yes, go check out Anthony over at Bitch I Can't podcast. And Anthony, if you're listening, we really want to do a collab with you. Like I think it would be so epic. So that's all I got. So anything else before I close this out?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Not at all. Let's go.
So just remember that love should never come with a life sentence. So make sure you choose freedom and not felonies.
We out.